Welcome to the fourth session in this very special podcast series with tech industry analyst John Markman. In each session, we're challenging John to answer tough questions about himself, what he does, and the opportunities he sees in the sector. When we asked him point blank, "Why should we believe you?" we were knocked off our feet with his answers. 2 Pulitzer Prizes, co-founder of MSN Money, a best-selling book that predicted the tech wreck, many years of tech stock analysis, profits in his recommended stocks that were solid doubles, triples, and quadruples in the last year and a half. Then, in our second podcast, we asked John, why tech stocks? He told us about some of the most powerful and sustainable megatrends in the world today. And most recently, we challenged him about a possible tech bubble. He reminded us that a best-selling book that he wrote at that time predicted the last tech bubble and bust. And he gave us some hard reasons why this time is very, very different. John, now you're back for the next question, the next challenge from our audience of skeptics. Here it is. How can anyone truly pick the right tech stocks?
So when you ask me what are the right tech stocks, well, obviously the right tech stocks are the ones that are going to go up the most. And so what do those, we've seen a lot of great stocks go up in the past, and we can look at them and profile them, if you will, and understand what those great picks look like very early in the process. And I've done that. I've been studying that for many years. And so I have a formula that I use. It's not perfect, no formula is, but it really helps me get a lot closer to perfection than I would otherwise. So some of those traits are you want to buy stocks relatively soon after their IPO, but not on their IPO. 3 to 18 months after the IPO is usually a good sweet spot. You want companies that have addressed very large markets and have few competitors. You want companies that have rich patent portfolios because it prevents them, competitors from edging in on them once they see that they have a good business going. You want companies that have products or services that are easy to explain to fund managers who are often very tech challenged themselves.
I thought they were supposed to know this stuff.
Well, they are, and they do, but still everyone needs to be able to understand your story. And I really look at companies' marketing to see how well they explain themselves, but that's very important. It's very common for really successful tech stocks to be in niches that are not really well understood or known at the time, but will become much better known later.
And you're going to give us some real examples of that in one of our other podcasts, I hope.
Oh yes, absolutely. I will be doing that. As an example of the past, in the 1990s, not very many people knew about wireless communications. So if I told you about a young semiconductor company called Qualcomm, you'd be like, "What's wireless communications? I don't get it." Then I would explain to you, what a cell phone is and how in the future people might take these handheld devices and they'd be walking around with them. And I'd say that some people might have 2 or 3 of them, and that even children might have them. And Qualcomm owns the most important technology behind them and is all patent protected. You might go, right. And you still might not get it.
My eyes would roll and I'd blank out.
Exactly. So, that's an example of a niche that was not well known then, but is extremely well known now. And I'm trying to find those niches that are not well known now, but will become much more better known in the future. And, it's always the same thing with companies. You want to find companies that make products better or cheaper or faster than their competitors and have sort of unique, disruptive technology with a proven business model.
Disruptive meaning that they're going to upset the whole industry and turn it upside down.
Exactly. But in the same way, for instance, that Amazon.com has done with retailing.
Right. Well, this is very informative, John, but there's a lot more to come. We have 2 more podcasts to go, each with an even more challenging question. And then at 2 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday, April 8th, you and I will meet here in Florida for a special video summit at our studios. Now, in an earlier podcast, you outlined what your agenda is, so give me I'll just reiterate it here, what you said, if you don't mind, okay? You're going to open enrollment to your new service, the new Tech Superstars. Then you're going to reveal the major mega trends that you think are going to drive the greatest profits in the tech sector in the months and years ahead.
Correct.
And then last and most important, you're going to name some of the stocks that you believe could match or even exceed the doubles and triples you've seen in your recommended stocks over the past, 16 months to 2 years?
Yep, that's the plan.
Okay. Registration for next Tuesday's launch event is now open. You can register right now with the button below. This is Martin Weiss with John Markman. We'll see you soon.